Before we get into this video is sponsored by Pro Guides. If you are dedicated to improving as a player, I highly recommend you check them out. Link in the description. Ooh, what's this? What's this? The LoLHounds merch store. Is this a dream come true? I can now spend all my money. teespring.com/store/TheLoLHounds. Get yourself some merch.
Okay, do it. Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mickey C, aka TheLoLHounds, and today we are going to be talking about the best new build for Kindred. Now, recently Kindred got a mini rework, and in the most recent patch as well, 7.13, a few new buffs. So far after the rework, Kindred is still not considered that strong of a champion, but now that she has got a few more buffs, maybe Kindred is worth playing. So if you want to try out Kindred, what is the best build right now for her? Well, I was looking around at what a lot of the high elo Kindred mains were building right now, and most of them, including the highest ranked NA Kindred main at the moment, Celery, who is currently in Master Tier. There is actually no challenger Kindred mains on the three big servers at the moment, EU West, NA, and Korea, but a lot of them have been going with a very similar build, with Warrior, Static Shiv, and IE being the three core items. Before the rework, Blood Razor into Runan's Hurricane was the most popular core build on Kindred, but now with the changes, that has very much changed, because Kindred now scales much better with AD and Critical Strike than she did before, because Riot increased her AD scalings on her Q and E and also changed her passive. I won't go into too much detail about the changes, but just know that her AD scalings overall are much higher now. So this video is going to focus on the runes, masteries, item build, and skill order most commonly used by the highest ranked Kindred mains at the moment, with the focus being on Celery, as it just makes it easier. So this is going to be a good video if you're looking to try out Kindred. So without further ado, let's do this. So first of all, summoner spells always take flash and smite. Pretty simple. Runes and masteries. Masteries, your keystone should either be Fervor of Battle or Warlord's Bloodlust. Warlord's Bloodlust is a solid option because the build doesn't really have any lifesteal, especially if you're not looking to go for a late game item such as Blade of the Rune King. In this instance, Warlord's Bloodlust is probably the best. However, if you want more damage, you can go with Fervor of Battle. So Celery uses an 18-0-12 page, and most recently his keystone has been Warlord's Bloodlust, but before that he was using Fervor. I should mention a lot of Kindred players do use 18-12-0, so that is also a viable option. Runes, he takes 980 reds, 9 armor yellows, 9 magic resist blues, and 3 attack speed quints. Now onto the item build. So starting items would be a Hunter's Machete with a refillable potion. You want to then rush into Red Smite Warrior as quick as possible. So on your first back, if you have enough gold, get Caulfield's Warhammer. If you do not have enough gold, you can just look to get the Skirmisher Saber instead. This will then build into Warrior. After that, your core build order should be something like Warrior into BF Sword, Static Shiv, and then Infinity Edge. The boots you want to get would either be Berserker Greaves or Ninja Tabbies, depending on whether you think you need Ninja Tabbies or not. Your remaining items would then be situational. The most common final build he uses would be Warrior, Static Shiv, Berserker Greaves, Infinity Edge, Guardian Angel, and then a Lord Dominic's Regards. Other items he would consider would be a QSS if they have a lot of CC, Mortar Reminder if they have healing champs, Rapid Fire Cannon as another attack speed late game option. Sometimes when he has his full build, he would then sell his warrior and get the rapid fire cannon. Apart from that, he never really went with any other items, but there definitely are other options such as Blade of the Ruined King, Sterix Gauge, etc. As for his skill order, he would start W, get Q level 2, E level 3, max Q first, W second, E third, and his ultimate whenever he can. Finally, we will talk quickly about his playstyle. So the best starting jungle path would be on the blue side to start red buff, then go wolves onto blue buff, smiting blue buff, and then hopefully the first scuttle crab mark spawns on the top side so you can get it, if not unlucky. On the red side, he starts blue buff, then goes straight to red buff, smites red buff, does raptors, and then hopefully once again the scuttle crab mark spawns on the top side, if not once again unlucky. From this position, depending on the situation, you can look to gank top or mid, invade, or continue to farm your jungle. Throughout the game, I noticed he doesn't really worry too much about getting marks. So for example, if a mark spawns on the opposite side of the map, he is not going to bother to get it or try to get it because it is a waste of time and super risky at the same time. Obviously take the free and easy marks that spawn near you, but don't worry about counter jungling just for the mark because it would likely get you caught out and then you are going to end up losing the game. Because remember, the enemy team can also see which camp is marked, so they are going to be prepared for your invade as well. Try and get most of your marks through kills and assists. Another thing is, with this build, Kindred is more of a late game champion. So remember, you are not that strong early on in the game, and most meta junglers can probably easily 1v1 you, so play the early game fairly safe. The later the game goes on though, the more likely Kindred is going to win, because once you get about 8 stacks on your passive, Kindred is going to start looking very scary and can now easily carry the game. Your biggest power spike is likely after your 3 core items, which are Warrior, Shiv, and Infinity Edge. So once you get to that point, if you are losing the game, you could potentially start turning the game around. If you are ahead, well, hopefully you can finish it off. Anyway, that pretty much does it for the video. That is currently the most optimal Kindred build that most high elo Kindred mains are using at the moment. So if you want to try her out, this is a good starting point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If so, drop that like button. And as always, have a nice day.
Ask not